welcome to the fourth quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, along with my sidekick, Andrew.
I got all four quarters this week.
You get, that's right. We're going to pay you for all
$1.
4 quarters. Yes, sir. I wish we got $1.
Well, 4 quarters makes $1.
Yeah, that kind of quarters. That's correct.
More photos? Let's finish the photos.
Yeah, let's finish the photos.
I got this couple right here.
Oh, yeah. Well known in Opelousas, St. Landry Parish. And Lowell Sabile on the right and his lovely wife, Miss Dolores, on the left. And we were reminiscing, and this was Tuesday afternoon at the Palace Cafe. They were there to have dinner, and I was there to have a cup of coffee. And then I was also in the company of sitting next to Paul David on the left, who is a resident. He was born in the Opelousas area out in Prairie Ronde, if I remember right, but moved to Opelousas. His daddy was the gentleman, Mr. David, with all the bells near Holy Ghost Catholic Church.
All right.
You know where I'm talking? Sandals, on Sandals Street.
I know what you're talking about.
He's one of them. We've had his brother a couple of times, pictures of his brother, Jeff, a few times.
Sure.
And the gentleman on the right is Rudy Broussard. And Rudy just bought the empty lot that is on Highway 160, maybe 167, going through Plaisance. Is that 165 or
167?
167. And it used to be the Dan Sebastian grocery store.
Okay.
Mr. Dan and Miss Hilda owned that. And of course, they had 2 children, Bob Sebastian, who's now deceased, but left about a dozen children that he and Miss Carolyn had.
A lot of them Sebastians.
A lot of them. They still.
And they all marked well. You can when you see one, you can see the family resemblance.
And his sister, of course, is Miss Dolores, and she was married and either living in Ville Platte or Mamou. She started KNEK radio station.
Cool, come on.
Because we talked to her about buying that at one time.
No kidding. Well, how about
anyhow, they're going to be building some portable buildings there, some to sell and some to rent, like the
on the premises, like a rental
store
unit.
and lot. Right.
Quarters Casino. I want to hit that while we're going a little bit north of Opelousas. If you're going a little bit north and you're looking for a little entertainment, go to the Quarters Casino, one of the top casino truck stops in the state. You can go there and try your luck, and a lot of people have made a little bit of money when they've gone over there. You can also go to El Pico de Gallo, the authentic Mexican cantina and restaurant right next door with the great home-style margaritas that they make there, and you can go in the convenience store and get crispy, crunchy chicken, Subway sandwiches, Stuckey's brand candies like you remember as a kid, and all kind of great adult beverages and cold drinks, and they've got the Chevron fuel as well. Go by the Quarters Casino.
I just want to make a little report on Mr. Jim Bervin, our friend from South Dakota.
Yes, sir.
And Watertown, South Dakota. He had a minor, small, slight stroke. Heart attack, or maybe 6 weeks ago. He's doing well, but his doctor recommended that he get out of the stress that he was in with the hospital management and hospital owner, not hotel ownership and management. And so he sold to his partner, longtime partner, Bill, and he is the gentleman, he meaning Mr. Jim, got to know a lot of us here in the Opelousas area, the Evangeline Downs Hotel. He had a hand in from the time they started the foundation till they opened up on opening day. And he hated to leave us, but he's still come by, made him promise that he'll come by and visit with us occasionally anyhow.
Very good.
Wonderful man, and I certainly hope that he and Miss Artis can take some time and travel together and enjoy their lives. They're still very, very young, and so I hope that, Mr. Jim, hope you're watching the program. I know you watch it when you can on your computer, and I hope today is one of those days.
Well, I got a nice call from Miss Sabrina Salling over here in town, and she sent me an email about the Eunice World Champion ATFA Cook-Off that's coming up on the weekend of March 23rd and 24th They're going to do music on Saturday night with Gino Delafos at the Northwest Community Center. And then on Sunday, they're going to have the cook-off all day in bands, Steve Riley, Jason Fry. But one of the bands I want to say that's playing is the Inner City Blues Band. That's Roscoe Chenier's band. And it's going to be a tribute to Roscoe there. And, you know, you and I talk so much about Roscoe, such a good guy. That's at the end of the month, March. I'm going to talk about more details later on. But
what about the Cattleman's cook-off?
Here's the beef cook-off must be this weekend.
It's usually this weekend, but I did not look it up while I keep on going. Last week I spoke about telemedicine network, and I couldn't think of who was involved with it. I knew it was someone that we knew, and it was Dr. Hines from Bunkie, Louisiana, Dr. Don Hines, and he was formerly a state senator, and he's a Bunkie physician. And he is working with a telemedicine equipment supplier to set up a non-denominational mission in Guatemala. And the internet would tie those people in Guatemala, basically children, to doctors in a medical center in New Orleans. Can you imagine? And that should work real good in these hard-to-reach places and all. I guess the thing that they're going to need the most at that time is also a supply of food, but they can air ship that so easily that I'm sure it'll work out well. Dr. Hines, I tip my hat to you. You got a few years under your belt, but we're going to say it's good experience, and you're going to use this to the benefit of children that we'll never see in our lives, but that are going to live longer because of people that care like you.
There you go. Here's the beef cook-off. It's the 28th annual. It's going to be this Sunday, March the 3rd, over at the Yambali grounds in, what do they call that building? I forget what they call it.
Arena.
The Ag Arena, that's right. The Ag Arena in the back in the fairgrounds. It's going to start at 8:30 a.m. with a trail ride. Music is going to start with Little Kenny and the Heartbreakers at 10:30 a.m.
Every year.
And if you want to compete, you can compete with gourmet, brisket, roast stew, rice and gravy, ground meat, miscellaneous, all kind of good things. Judging starts at 12:30. $5 fee for admission, so go by. If you want to ride in the trail ride, it's $10.
The governor has recently reappointed 5 board members to the Louisiana Commission of Stadium and Exposition District, the Superdome Commission.
Superdome and the basketball arena.
And also the baseball.
The Zephyrs.
Zephyrs also, and some others.
No kidding.
And some of those buildings that are there, they're in charge of all of that. And of course, of that 5, our own J.E. Brignac, who's been my partner for many, many years.
Of Prairieville, Louisiana.
Yep, now lives in Prairieville from Lutcher, Louisiana originally. Mr. Robert Bruno is another, and Mr. Ron Foreman. You know Mr. Harold Foreman?
Sure.
His brother Ron is on the Superdome Commission. And I might add that we had a fundraiser for Governor Jindal at Ron's beautiful antebellum home in the area adjoining the educational, I guess you could say, institutions there, Tulane and Loyola.
Right.
He has a beautiful home there. And of course, I continue seeing where SLEED is still in negotiating, trying to get, I guess, the funding for this next expo project that
an ag arena is what they're thinking of, or that would be kind of the base of it, and they would do other events as well.
All kind of big truck that they're having right now in Lafayette, they would hold those types of, everything that an expo center holds. It would be between a $10 to $12 million investment, so it's going to take a little while to get the money, but
not big enough for the Saints to play, though. We can't bring the Saints.
No, but we could play over there. We could play over there. So Harold Foreman and the group that's working on this, good luck to you all, and hopefully we make the right decision. And Veterans Memorial bricks have arrived. And if you don't have yours in, it's not too late. They haven't started laying the bricks yet, so your brick could still be. And of course, 2 of the longtime workers on this project, Beryl Sebastian, my little first cousin, and Miss Pat Mason Gilray. She's like a sister. She's worked so long and so hard for veterans' rights. Started with the Gulf War that took place.
That's when she got on our radar. She probably was doing it before even then, but I remember that's
she
when she
opened that
got
little
so
office
active.
across from the American Bank
The
there.
first Gulf War. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
That's
sir.
20
And
plus
she
years, I
has
guess.
never stopped since. So, and Beryl was right there then too, and Beryl lost a son in Iraq, I guess it was.
Must be.
Must have been in Iraq. And the little truck operators, downtown Baton Rouge, food trucks, are really making some noticeable advances in the area. And in Baton Rouge and New Orleans, they've been quite a few years. Lafayette has jumped in on it, and there's a few good locations where you have a high volume of people. That works well. And some bad news for those that have used the little cafe that's been there. It's something and camera. In other words, it was a food, and then you would make your copies, not camera, and copies, and you'd make your copies. That's not too popular today, but the food was very popular, and the people that's run that and owned it for maybe 25 years couldn't negotiate a proper lease, and they're closing down. Tomorrow will be the last day, I guess, Thursday, the last day of the month. And I'm sure that they are kind of, you know, the whole university is going there for their last meal with the kind of family-like. You know, after you go there for all these years of attending college, you make some habits. And of course, back in town, and we talked briefly the other day, the Bayou Teche Brewery is really expanding, and there's also been some more discussion and some more voting that took place on the hospital, what'll happen to the board there.
It looks like they're moving closer to maybe putting this French immersion thing
immersion program. And Downtown Alive has announced its spring lineup, and you know they're going to have some good music. And
it's going to start March the 8th, so every weekend you can head out there.
And Edwin Edwards visits the Art Center in Lafayette, but it was a
Cité des Arts.
Yep, it was a gentleman by the name of Mr. Joe
Oh,
Paris.
yeah, he does a lot like a one-man show.
One-man show.
About Edwin Edwards.
I'd like to see that. And of course, the Edwin Edwards reality show that's really going to be about the wife is what they keep saying. There's Joe Parrish right there, dressed up right there. He doesn't look like Edwin Edwards, but they say he does a good job. The mannerisms and sounds like him, and they used to say I sound like him, so that's not bad. That's the worst thing to say about me. But anyhow, the reality show has been pushed back again, and somebody said it was because of the swamp people. And others...
It's so popular, got to kind of find a spot to make some room.
To make some room. And then others say it's the duck call, the duck
Isn't
people.
she expecting right now? So maybe that's, you know, they got to kind of be careful with the, you know, when she got to be healthy.
And Academy Gold, beautiful picture here, a good story. And you see Belizaire. So he's been interested in I guess you could say, Acadiana, South Louisiana writing.
It's time to find your prayer book. We're down to the end.
I'm talking about Mr. Alan Duron. Mr. Alan will get back with you next week. Sorry about that. I thought we had 10 more minutes, and we have 30 seconds.
Down to the end.
Each week, Andrew and I ask you to consider attending the church of your choice, and we try to close with the thought, maybe you call it a prayer. Almighty Father, make me faithful to all my duties. Show me your will, and let it be my sole rule of conduct. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for listening. Tell a friend. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.